All right, welcome back to Ladies of Golf, where we introduce you to women thriving in the golf industry. Today's guest is Shannon Bardy, who is a product line manager for women's golf apparel at Nike. Thank you for joining us today, Shannon.
Thanks for having me. Super
Where do
excited.
you live?
I'm in Beaverton, Oregon, so
Okay.
I'm about 5 miles from the Nike campus.
That's convenient.
It is convenient, although I've been working from home lately given the current situation, but we've managed to carry on and do some pretty amazing things.
Yeah, it's been an interesting time, but it allows me to do things like this, so I'm happy.
Which is amazing.
Yes, thank you. So how about you start by sharing just a little bit about your experiences at Nike, and just, I know you've been in a few different roles there, so how has that kind of helped you evolve into your current position?
Yeah. I started at Nike actually in the customer service department. It was in golf, and I answered phones and took orders from sales reps and green grass accounts and
Yep.
worked order management type things. It was a great like foundational learning experience, and it kind of like showed me what some of the different options and roles were. And then from there, I moved into sales as a coordinator, and that's kind of when I got into golf. There is a lot of golf done on the golf course, and I don't think I realized that until I moved into that role. And the people that I worked with, were traveling to all these cool places, and they had the opportunity to play golf at some of these amazing places. And also we were in the club and ball business then, and it is really hard to talk intelligently about club and ball when you've never actually touched one.
Yes.
And so I think just for like my career advancement, or to just be more of an expert in what I was doing, I really wanted to learn. And that was probably the main driver. But in doing that, it took me to some really great places, which was nice.
Nice. And how did that get you, like, where else did you go at Nike to kind of get to your current position?
Yeah. So after that, while I was in sales, and I was exploring kind of like my next area, I did a stretch assignment in product management. And I really loved it. I loved everything about it. I liked creating, unique solutions for consumers. I really liked the costing side of it as well, like the business side of it. And so I did a pretty lengthy stretch assignment. And then I had an awesome mentor, and she kind of positioned me towards the merchandising path, just to kind of sharpen those skills a little bit, learn a little bit more about the consumer and how the process with merchandising works and how it related back to product. She also kind of advised me that like it was an easy way to like cross back and forth in between merchandising and product. And then after merchandising, I moved into the product management role that I'm in now. So I feel like as a product manager, I have a really well-rounded like background of like how the product from inception kind of works all the way downstream to the customer service person answering questions about those styles. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think that a lot of companies and a lot of the experiences I have, like, I wasn't able to move within the company, even though I loved the brand, for example. But you just showed there, like, you being able to stay at Nike but have all these different experiences just made you a better employee for Nike because you knew all the different things that were going on within the organization.
And I think that's one of the really unique things about Nike is there's so many different roles and paths that you can kind of create your own destiny. And there's tons of learning opportunities. There's some amazing mentors. I have had some amazing mentors, phenomenal managers, and just like coworkers that I've learned from. I probably learn from my team something every week. I mean, it's amazing. So there's a ton of talented people that work here, and just having the ability to communicate and learn from them is a bonus.
That's awesome. Well, know that that's really special because I feel like I have bounced around a little bit in my career because I didn't feel like I could get that experience by staying with the company, for example. So
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super cool. Did you always, so I'm guessing you didn't always imagine yourself in this type of role. And maybe like what is something that was kind of unexpected for you?
So I didn't necessarily know that I wanted to be a product manager, but I know when I was little, I always told my parents I wanted to work in corporate America. Um, and I remember at one
Unique.
time, I wanted to tell I remember telling one of my aunts that I wanted to work at a Fortune 500 company. I don't even think I knew what that meant, but I just had heard the
Sure.
term. Um, and then when I was like in 7th and 8th grade, my aunts and my grandmother would like entertain me and let me do these like styling sessions for them. And it was always with like accessories and products and things like that. And so I knew that I always had, an affinity or like a passion for that. And so I don't think I knew how that would all come together, but now I do. And it's through product management. So, yeah, I don't think I absolutely knew that I was going to be a product manager, but I think like all of those things and it kind of led me to this path that I'm on now.
I feel like I see a lot of like job descriptions for product managers, but I don't really know what it means. Do you mind kind of like sharing what your role looks like?
Yeah. So, my job as a product manager is to kind of learn from consumers and athletes and take those learnings and insights and create unique product solutions. And then I kind of like work with a team of people from design to materials to technical developers to color designers, print pattern designers. And they kind of take that guidance that I give and they come up with what the actual products are. And then we manage like the business side of it, making sure that it costs in and things like that. So we're kind of like a hub, if you will, for product creation.
Do you have like an example of like an insight that you found and then it like became a product, even if it wasn't like the original insight?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite ones is when we were working with Michelle, she's big on mobility and nothing restricting her swing. And so in a meeting with her, she was always talking about like she doesn't like to be restricted and things like that. And that's really where we came up with like the racer back polo. And we didn't want to carve it out too much so that she could wear, either a regular bra or a sports bra. But really what it does is it enhances her mobility through the golf swing. So
That's
that would be
amazing.
an
That's
example.
everywhere.
Yeah. But
That's
it's
so
really a
cool.
performance where most women would probably see it as like a style or something like that. It's really a performance benefit.
That's so cool. I would
Yeah.
have like never, I just thought like, oh, well, this is fashionable, like a razorback bra. So now I'm hiding my bra, but it like
Right.
actually had like a performance benefit.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So obviously with that example, like women's golf apparel has come a long way.
So far.
Yeah. And I certainly think that's, and thanks to Nike, you guys obviously push the boundaries of what traditional women's golf apparel brands have done. So thanks
Mhm.
to you all, but what have you noticed in regards to the evolution?
I think the biggest thing I would say I've noticed is just the sheer evolution. Like women want to break the norm of polo skirt or polo and khaki. It's like they definitely want that. And I think part of it has to do with like golf is an intimidating sport for a lot of women, especially if they're just beginning.
Of
And
course.
so just being comfortable and confident on the course helps them play better. And so I think a lot of it is just about being comfortable and confident. And I would say most women, since a polo or a golf skirt or khakis is not like part of their like day to day, they're more comfortable in something that and then I think the athleisure movement too, right? You see a lot more athleisure on the golf course. The top you're wearing, that's a golf
I was
top.
just gonna say, yeah.
I'm like, I recognize that top. And while you can wear it for not golf, but you can totally perform on it. And it's UV, it's dry fit. It feels amazing. You can't, obviously see that, but you can feel it and it does feel amazing.
But no, that's why I really do love it, because like I'll just like wear it all day, but I am going to play golf after work, and like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put my skirt on so that I'm not hot, and I'm just gonna go out and play. And
Yeah.
that's been huge for me, especially like in this work from home environment, like being able to just like wear what I'm going to wear, but like feel comfortable and like seeing people still, and then just go right to the golf course, like is nice. And it's not like people look at me and they're like, oh, you're going to play golf. It's just like, this is what I'm wearing and I
Yeah.
feel comfortable in it.
Yeah. I think the other thing that I've seen, I would say in the last like 3 years is like UV. Like we
Yeah.
hear women talk about UV all the time. And even the younger women or athletes that we meet with, I would say that's another thing that we hear a lot.
That's so interesting. And yeah, because like right now it's kind of in this like beginning stage of like just the arms and like the
Hmm.
coverings, but like you want it in just like a t-shirt that you wear, you want it in everything you're
Yeah.
putting on your body.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So there is, just to continue this conversation, there is like this common phrase of like shrink it and pink it.
I hate
Like
that phrase.
I know, and like take men's golf things and just turn them into women's sizes and colors. How do you kind of combat that and take that female first approach?
So we actually talk to women. We meet with our female athletes. We do not shrink it and pink it. I mean,
No.
everything we do is through the lens of like serving our female consumer and serving her so that she can perform to her best on the course. Um, but yeah, the shrink it and pink it, I absolutely hate that phrase.
I know. It's so it like feels like it's from the 60s, but like it still happens today. I mean, it's pretty
I
amazing.
know,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest thing is like we really focus on her. Like we don't say like, hey, he likes this. How do we make it work for her? No, we start with her.
Yeah. I also see you guys, or it seems to be that you kind of pull inspiration from a lot of like different sports too at Nike. Like if I'm looking at, sometimes I'll just like go look at some of the tennis apparel and I'll also notice like pleats and such. But like you guys have added like some really tiny pleats and some of the skirts. So like it's fun to see that across the board. It's just like being athletic, being like performance friendly comes first, but there's all these like fun elements that you can pull from.
Yeah, and our design team comes up with some amazing like concepts and ideas to just serve our female athletes in different ways.
Yeah, it's been really cool to see. And I feel like it's changed a lot even like within like the last 5 to 8 years.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So you shared with me that you did not start playing golf until later in life. So what spurred this decision to start playing?
So for me, I think the biggest thing was definitely like just to learn more about the sport to, advance in my career, the role that I was currently in. Like I said, it's really hard to talk intelligently about golf clubs or golf balls when you don't know anything about like loft angle, lie angle, things like that. Like trying to, when you ask like, well, what does 2 degrees up mean? You just don't sound like you know what you're doing. And so
Sure.
I think the biggest thing was just to learn. But what I found was I really enjoyed the sport. And from there, I got to go to some really awesome places. I remember in my sales role, we used to do this event at Pinehurst, and I think I had been to Pinehurst 5 times before I ever played it. And,
Oh my God.
like Pinehurst is a golf mecca for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And, I've been there a total of 7 times, and it wasn't until my 5th time that I actually like set foot on one of the courses.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
so that, and since then I've obviously played golf at several like really amazing places. But personally, golf means a lot to me. I met my husband through golf. Our first date was on a golf course. I got engaged on the 18th tee box at Kapalua. So golf is pretty meaningful for us,
Yeah.
and just like my personal life. But yeah, but
How,
I what I love about it is like the disconnect from the world. Like I could put my phone down for 4 hours. I will say I'm no longer really I'm a fair weather player now. I really
yes.
am.
Same.
I I don't enjoy playing in the rain and the cold, but there are women that do. I'll play in a shower, like a light
Yeah.
shower, but I'm definitely fair weather. And I think as like my time becomes more precious, like I love 9 holes. My ideal round is 12, but there's not that many like 12-hole courses. But I do. I love to get out and play. And we have friends that play, and I have girlfriends that play. And I think like bringing my love for the sport to like new members that join my team, like we've done
Mm.
some outings where we've, a few of us like in our personal time will go out and take a lesson, and then we'll go play, or we'll meet up at like a little municipal course and we'll play. So it's been really fun to like share the game with other people. So
Yeah, that's probably my favorite, is like sharing the game with new people. How
yeah.
did you like find your group of girls to play with?
Um, a lot of them now are either women I used to work with,
Okay.
like we used to work on the same team, and now we've all like expanded into other roles or different positions. I have a couple women like outside of golf that I play with. Um, but it's really just through networking. Because
Yeah.
in my like core personal group of friends, I only have one girlfriend that plays golf. I have several guy friends that play golf, and I actually used to play with them almost every Saturday until I met my husband.
Mm.
And now we'll still play every now and again, but I also think like as we get busier in our just day-to-day lives, like we used to play every Saturday, and now we might play once a month.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but I the game is just, I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. I think I agree with you. I love playing 9 holes. A lot of the time it can take 2 hours or less.
Yeah.
Over here in the East Coast, like the sun stays out much later for us in the summertime. So like that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Well, and I like 9 holes because like even at 5 o'clock in the summer, we can go out and play and get it
Right.
done. And we don't belong to a private course, so we play on a lot of the public courses, and in the summer they tend to stack their tee sheets, and so
Yeah.
18 holes on a Saturday can take a long time.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you like commit to doing the twilight round, that's
Yeah.
maybe a good tip for somebody who like, they're like, I can't get on anywhere. It's like, well, look at
Yeah.
those later tee times. You'll still get golf in.
Yeah. And I am definitely like, I'll keep score. But I'm still all about having fun on the golf course. There are rounds where I have played so bad, like I will switch and keep score via emoji, which
Oh yeah.
makes you laugh. I mean, I don't know if you've ever done it, but it really makes you laugh. Like if you're like, well, what's that emoji?
Oh yeah.
Um,
I've done like the other day, I just put like a smiley face because I like definitely like tripled. And they were like, what is that? I'm like, it's just, that's what it is for today. Like
like you
clearly
just have
not
to
going to
laugh.
mean anything.
Exactly. So yeah, I find different ways to make it fun.
Definitely. No, it's interesting to hear. I think everybody's got like a different kind of like golf journey, whether it's playing public courses or private, like finding a group of people to play with, because I think that's sometimes the toughest part, especially like women your own age.
Yeah.
So I hope that this provides like women who are just learning like some confidence that they'll be able to find others like them.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, like, I just got invited to play at a women's event in September. It's called the Tequila Open. And the woman that invited me, she's a really good golfer, but like she knows my skill set. Like I'm a higher handicap golfer, but she was like, we just want to get out there and have fun. And I feel like more courses are inviting women out to have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's all about setting expectations. It's like, hey, this group of women's going to come out. They're going to just like take their time, like maybe block off enough tea time so that it's not a problem. And like,
Yeah.
Just be more welcoming in that regard so that you never run into issues. It's just like, this is how they're going to play the game.
Yeah. I also remember one time I was doing an event at like Medina it was like a group that was coming through, and we set up like a mobile pro shop type thing.
Mm.
And it got rained out, and there were people that flew in from like all over the world, and we were invited to play like after the event with one of the members. And because the event had gotten rained out, like two guys that had come in from, I think it was like Mexico or something, this was years ago, he was like, is it okay if they play with us? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, I'm not good. Like I was a month into playing the game, and obviously Medina is a championship golf course.
Yeah.
And I mean, the people that taught me how to play were like, if you hit double, just pick up. Like that was just like their advice when I started playing. And so that's what I did. Like I rarely made it to the pin. And so I would pick up. And these guys played so bad, but they got so mad, like they were throwing golf clubs and things like that. And at the end of the round, the member that we played with, he goes, I realize you're not the best player. He goes, but you were the best player to play with out there. And I was like, that advice has always stuck with me, was to like, and I've always been upfront when I play with really good people. I'm like, I'm not that good, but I was like, I'll pick up if I hit double, because there are people that are good that like to keep pace, play quickly. And so I just found that like being honest with those people, they really don't mind playing with you as long as you're not like dragging the game on.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's great advice. I think that that's how I try to be as well. It's like, hey, I'm just like, I'm going to play the game the way that I want to. I'm going to keep up with you because I want to spend time with you and like have a conversation and enjoy this.
For
But
sure.
I might not put everything out, and I might toss something back into the fairway, but it'll be fine.
Exactly.
Love it. So can you share just real quick, going back to Nike Golf, like what is the future of women's golf apparel that you can share with us?
So I can't really share anything, but what I can share is, we spend a lot of time talking to our consumers and our athletes. Even in this time, like I've done so many Zoom calls with our athletes.
Nice.
It's been really awesome to just like, you're not like distracted by what's happening on a golf course or anything like that. So everything we do will continue to be grounded in insights for her, and driven, and everything we deliver will be driven by those insights. I wish I could share more, but It's really exciting. I can share, so July 1st, we just launched some new ladies styles on Nike.com. We have some really awesome Ace polos that are jacquarded for like enhanced breathability. So it's like a beautiful pattern. And we just came out with a UV jogger with 4-way stretch, which is amazing. And we've got some really cool UV layering pieces. So those are brand new. They just hit like 7/1. But everything else that we come out with will definitely be grounded in insights for her.
That's fair enough. I mean, at least you have some new stuff that we can all go check out.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. No, I love the joggers. I like saw them the other day. The waistband looks awesome.
It's really good. We put a flat draw cord in there. So like if you notice on like a lot of pants, I'll use like a corded jogger, and just the flat one makes it lay so much nicer. So if you do tuck in, like you don't have anything extra like bolt like sticking out and things like that. It's really great.
Oh, I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining today. This was super fun.
Thank you for having me. This was great to connect with you.
Yeah. And if if anybody's like looking for new Nike gear, where to keep up with everything, where should they look?
Definitely Nike.com is probably the best place to look, or their local pro shop.
True. Cool. Well, thanks, Shannon. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.